in the Northwest yesterday. The Minister of Employment and Labour, Thulas Nxesi, lambasted Operation Dudula and says it fuels violence on foreign nationals.
This Operation Dudula, which is a sore point in relation to the immigrants, and I will also talk about employment, of course. First, we have listened to our people. We have heard their cries, where they see some of the employers, especially in agriculture, in security, in tourism, in hospitality. You can mention a number of industries, and we're starting to see this thing even in the big retail shops, where they prefer to take the non-South African nationals, not because they love them, but because they want to exploit them and do not pay them their agreed salaries. They also want not to give them any benefits. So they are just exploiting cheap labor. And in that way, those are semi-skilled people, which does not mean that we don't have South Africans who have those skills. So we are dealing with that particular matter. But the way we are dealing with that matter, we are saying we want to regulate it properly, because we are a human rights country. We are a country which has signed a number of international obligations on how to deal with refugees. They also have the human rights. We can't treat them like animals. But what we are saying, like the other countries are doing, other countries like Zimbabwe, Kenya, Nigeria, you can mention a number of them. They say no one should be employed coming from outside if there is somebody in that country who can do the job. You can only talk about a scarce skill. So we have been able to list all the scarce skills where people can employ people from outside, but for a particular period. But on the semi-skilled area, we are saying we must employ South Africans, but we must regulate that properly. What we cannot do in terms of our constitution and the law, we can't ban them, but we can regulate and even put quotas. We are trying to do that. We have released a document which you are commenting on, and we have given that 90 days, which means 3 months, so that we can be able to finalize that policy and even amend the law in which sectors where people can not employ or employ a very small percentage of the people coming from outside. So we're dealing with that. You have a right to comment on that and give us your views. But what we do not agree with, it's first the politicians who just jump into the workplaces and they come there and say they've come to inspect. And you ask the question, inspect what? And when they are there, they just confuse the people. It cannot be allowed, because they are disrupting production into those particular workplaces. Secondly, we don't agree with this Dudula approach, because the Dudula approach, what it does, it creates confrontation. It can lead to violence. All we are saying is Dudula must come to us. They must comment in terms of what we are having, in terms of the document and the proposals, and put their proposals so that we are able to deal with this matter in an amicable way. We cannot allow violence, and that's why we are going to be harsh when it comes to those areas.